following podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and adult language. But would you rather have it any other way?
Alright, so welcome to the Would You Rather podcast, where we tackle some of the hardest, most offensive, and slightly awkward Would You Rather questions ever imagined. Today's question is, would you rather involuntarily cry after sex or burp after you kiss someone? I'm your host, Meng, and today on the panel we have three of my closest friends from high school. So it's been a while. Thank you for coming today, guys. Vivian,
Hello.
Nata,
Hey.
and Tico. What was that?
No, I had to clear my throat.
And Tico.
Yay.
All hell the talker.
Alright, so, thoughts. Involuntarily, so it means like you can't control it. You can't control it. And wait, first of all, I just want to know, like, is that like a thing? Like, does anyone here actually cry after sex? Or have cried after sex? I'm getting like blank. I'm getting blank looks here. No.
But I would pick the crying after sex over the burping when kissing thing.
Okay, why?
Because, like, burps smell, but tears don't.
Yeah, but isn't it awkward? No, wait, but what about in terms of like the level of awkwardness?
I don't know, because my thing is, I reckon guys might find it complimentary in a way. Because you said it's like lost
Wait, which one's complimentary?
Okay, wait, what kind of crying are we talking? Like, happy crying or like, fuck, my dog just died crying?
I think you can interpret it as you like, because the question just says cry.
Because
Crying,
if it's
yeah.
a little bit teary, then I'll be like, he can't even see. Because I'll just like, turn around my pillow, do a couple of tears, and then it's all chill. But if it's fully like, oh my god, and I'm like fully crying.
Would that be more or less of a compliment? If you're like full on just...
crying.
Well, if I explain that it's like, I only do this when it's really good, then I think the guy would be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah.
But do you think that will put them off, like, wanting... Because it's a weird thing, right? To have someone cry in your bed and then, like, in a sexual environment. I feel like even if it was a compliment, you would feel kind of awkward. Unless you were into that.
No, yeah,
Like,
I'd find it really weird. But at the same time, burping after kissing is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is true.
And you need the kissing. Well, to me, you'd need the kissing before the snoo-snoo. So...
Okay. That's fair. That's very old school. That's fair enough. So you're going to say something, Nato?
Well, I would agree too as well. I'd rather, cry, after sex.
Why?
Well, I don't know, because, your emotions, your hormones.
Okay, so you can just be like, oh, it's just my hormones playing up.
my hormones playing up, you can put an excuse kind of thing.
And okay, so, I mean, the burping thing you can't really put down to hormones, but what would be your excuse for that?
I had
a soft drink. I don't know.
But what about this? Like, what I'm thinking about is the after, like, level of attraction, right? Which is that how likely is someone... Let's put it in the reverse, which is you sleep with someone or you make out with someone and they cry after you have sex or they burp after you kiss. Now, in terms of your own, like, attraction to that person, if someone cried after you guys had sex, would you be more or less likely to see them again as opposed to if someone just burped after you made out with them?
I don't think I'll make a decision, like, say, just based on that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would have thought that you would, like, tease them.
Not me.
Yeah, like,
I only cry because talk is so mean.
Not that mean.
Yeah, so, okay, so let's...
Being honest.
Okay, so let's just roleplay for a bit. Okay, so we've just had sex, and then now I'm crying. I'm just like...
Because laughing
Oh my gosh.
is so hard.
Yeah, what's your...
I'll obviously approach you and try to ask, is everything all right? Why are you crying? I would.
It sounds like a therapy session.
And then what if I'm just like... Because it was so
would
good.
anyone do that? Like, would you just leave them in the corner and just let them, like, keep crying? Would that be even worse?
Why are they in the corner?
Okay, you have to sit there. Time out. This is your crying time out.
I don't think I would go through that approach, though. I think I would.
Okay, yeah. So you console them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Because, I mean, it could be a happy cry, like people were saying, you know.
yeah.
Or
And
a sad
and that's what I'm
cry.
saying. If
So
it's-
you don't know. That's why if you approach them and ask them, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? If it's a happy cry, would you be like, "Oh, okay, cool," like, and then you'd still want to sleep with them again? Yeah, see,
that's a hard
see,
question.
see,
That's a hard
see?
question,
That's the thing,
yes.
isn't it?
I don't think the cry matters as much as if they were actually good during the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, but I don't know, right? Because
no. Okay, look at it this way. If,
so you're saying if the sex is good enough, then it doesn't matter if there's tears.
It could be just a once-off cry, and then it probably won't happen again. You know.
Oh, okay.
You probably think of it that way. You can.
to be honest, in general, I'd probably walk off in both situations. But if it was like the guy was like, whatever, I'm going out with him, really dig him, then like, what does it matter? If
Right, sure.
If it's
Yeah.
like he needs to have a cry, then I'll just go chuck a piss while he's crying,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, have a snack and then come back, and then he'll be finished and he'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like, if this is something that they can't control or you can't control, so it'd be like two different situations, right? One is like if it was yourself, then which one is the one that is least embarrassing? And then if it was the other way around and it was the other person that suffered this, it'd be like the one that would be the least, I guess, the easiest one for you to deal with, wouldn't it? Like, 'cause the way you approach both situations would be different depending if it was you that suffered from it or if it was someone else that suffered from it. Or do you think it'd be the same? Like, if you picked I'd rather cry, then you would rather someone else cry in that scenario, in that same scenario.
I reckon I'd rather cry than that in that situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And,
I think
but,
I'll burp.
So now she's changed.
Because you just make a joke like afterwards, and you know, like, oh, I've had a really bad lunch, and you know, just
Okay, yeah,
starting
yeah.
to come
You
up,
can
and
laugh,
really
like, laugh
sorry.
it off
You think-
kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
just laugh
Okay,
it off.
how
Rose,
many
you can't
burps are we talking? Are we
like,
talking?
just one burp.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
one
That's
burp?
nothing.
Yeah, one
That's
burp.
nothing.
Okay, and is it every time?
Yeah,
you
every
guys-
time you kiss.
No, every time. sus.
You kiss. Wow.
There's only so many times you can get away with, I had a bad lunch.
Yeah.
But you can like play that off, right? You can play that off as like it's just
Yeah,
like a
just-
it's just
reflex
like,
or
I've got
something.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Just
just
your
really
stomach or
nervous.
something like that.
Yeah, because like think about this, like how many guys would be like, oh, I don't want to hook up with this chick anymore because she keeps burping after make out, as opposed to someone that goes, oh, I don't want to sleep with this chick anymore because she keeps crying after we have sex. I feel like the second is more likely than the first scenario.
Yeah, maybe from a guy's perspective.
I feel
from
I
a guy's
feel-
perspective.
so.
I think from a girl's perspective, it doesn't.
I think
Doesn't
if
really
you're going to
matter.
say only one
Only-
burp after a kiss, then surely the cry can't be that bad a cry.
I don't know, man, because you know when people cry, it affects you in like a really different way. Like when you
It puts you down sometimes, like when you see
yeah,
someone
it's
cry
very
as well.
emotionally
Yeah.
draining, right? When you see someone cry, and if you have to experience that every time you have sex, then like I think eventually it gets to a point that like unless you enjoy watching someone cry, you don't want to have sex with that person anymore because it's emotionally draining. Because you know that okay, as soon as you finish having sex, she or he is gonna cry and
You're going to have a
fuck, I'm gonna be
terrible time
bummed
when
out.
you have kids because they're gonna cry.
Well, I'm not gonna have sex with my kid. What?
I'm saying it's like emotionally draining when you see people cry, and I'm just like, if you have kids, they'll probably be crying.
Not
a
my
lot.
kids. My kids won't
Like,
cry. They will
not gonna
only.
happen.
They will
That's
only.
not gonna happen.
That's definitely going to happen.
Make them
All kids cry.
No, but it's different, right? It's different. It's like a different thing.
Okay, I'll be honest. Both of them don't bother me that much.
Okay.
You can
wouldn't
still get
faze me
away
that much.
with, you know, different. You can just make things up, you know, and just in whether I don't know. If say you were
After
to
10 years of
cry-
marriage, yeah.
Yes, if I was to cry like after sex, if I knew that was happening to me, I would probably just like run to the toilet and cry in there or something. So you know,
They don't
it's
see
not.
it.
Yeah, it's not a bother. Like
Sure.
it's not a huge thing. And the same with burping. Like yeah, like I said before, you know, you can.
You could do like the whole sneaky thing as well. You could be like, and then, oh, you know,
Exactly,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Not a real birth.
yeah. Yeah, okay, but that was like, hold on. Oh, there you go. And then,
yeah,
yeah,
that was
and no one, and yeah, you just play it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a huge thing. So
Well, if that's like
it's
not
like
a
a turn
huge
off,
thing.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But what would be a turn off? Like, what would be more awkward than someone crying after sex?
Oh, I don't really want to say one.
No, say
No,
it.
say it.
Say
Go on.
it. Yeah.
My one is like, it would be if they're too nice afterwards.
Like what's nice though?
Like acts differently.
Like
you mean?
if they pay like
Pay you money?
really no like
Just slips you a 50, like, thank you.
I get to cry, I burp, and I get money. That's the best. No, as in like when they like compliment, like say for example you don't know them very well,
Okay,
and then
yep.
they pay you like a really, really like lovey-dovey kind of compliment.
Give me an example of a lovey-dovey compliment.
I don't know. It made me kind of feel sick. Can you?
It's
think
like
of one?
you're so
think it can
beautiful
make
or
you
something
feel-
like that.
Yeah,
That sort of
something like
stuff.
that.
It's
Like
just
I know
very
that that's
cringy.
them being really nice, and
Yeah.
like I get that, and appreciate the trying to be nice, but at the same time, it yeah.
So we're talking
It's
about
just
like
cringe.
they pick up a guitar afterwards and they start singing your body.
oh my god, I would that. Fuck that.
Sounds so unrealistic.
Fuck.
You know what? We think
You
that,
know what? You
but
just
I'm
keep,
sure
like,
there's someone in the world that does that. Like that's his move. Like,
No.
Every time after they have
I'm
sex, he starts.
positive there's people
There's
in the
always-
world that do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
Is that
I-
worse than crying? Is that worse than crying? Is that worse than crying after? Like, would you rather?
yes, that is
Okay.
worse than crying.
It's like more awkward,
Unless
right?
it's really
Afterwards. If
badass
someone say
guitar
like that
music.
to you, it'll be like awkward, like silence awkward. I'm just
Oh,
like,
God.
what to say to that?
I guess you don't really say anything. You just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
But I think it's awkward maybe because like maybe you're lying there and you've got like this guy's jizz all over your body or whatever, and then now you have to listen to him play guitar and sing, and it's like fuck. Well, maybe it's like the surrealness of the situation that's just like this is kind of strange. Also because like you can't really talk as well. Like you got to just
can't you
you're kind of
talk?
forced to sit there and listen to this guy play guitar and
yeah,
sing
so
to you.
I'm not into that.
Yeah, it depends if you're having obviously
No, it's
sex
yeah.
with somebody you barely
just
know,
barely know,
or say
or-
just met, or like you've been with that person a long time, then you
Yeah.
probably feel more comfortable with.
But it's
you know,
probably
the
more
latter.
annoying if you know them. Like if you've been there with them a while and they
No, I think
always
I would find more annoying if it was
Oh,
somebody
really?
I didn't
Really,
know.
I'd rather they don't know them. At least to make for like a good story.
Okay,
No,
interesting.
Okay, so your thing is like if someone is nice to you. That's not like the weirdest. That's not the weirdest. Like
yeah, I know, but like I think it's like a terrible thing to say because they're actually genuinely trying to be really nice. But I'm a bit like,
it's probably just like that awkward feeling of just okay, well we've just done things to each other and now
It's like
it feels
what to
like
say, like, or what to like. It's just like
is it because it feels
it's-
forced that
yeah.
niceness? It's kind of like oh
no,
Your
I
hair
think,
looks so
I think
good.
it freaks me out like that they're being so nice. Like I kind of feel like I need to run.
okay.
But that's like my
That's
kind
your
of-
own thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
That's fair
my
enough.
own thing, right?
That's fair enough. Well, what about you guys? Like what's more awkward than there's someone crying after you have sex?
I don't know. I can't think of anything at the moment. You go, Nata.
Just throw us under the bus.
I reckon, I don't know, sometime when you just talk about, sex in general,
After you've had
afterward, like, how bad it is or how good it is, like, I feel awkward.
if you talk about it.
Yeah, like,
that would
straight
be kinda
after.
weird.
Like if you talk about it in general, or if you talk about what just happened.
What just happened kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So, but what happens in that situation? Like, if they did bring it up, would you try and shut down the conversation, or would you be too polite and just go reply?
Well, I just say I just don't feel comfortable talking about it right now, kind of thing.
And then it's just an awkward silence after.
You
It's
don't
like,
even say anything. You just start
say,
crying or you
or-
burp. You just
Or you can just, like, change the subject kind of thing.
No, just like
Talk
cuddle
about
and go.
something
To,
else.
just cuddle and go to sleep. That's probably all you have to say.
yeah, I mean, but that's like some people aren't into that, right? Some people aren't into the whole just cuddle and the go sleep thing.
Like, who are you referring to?
I'm not referring to anyone. I'm just saying
you
like
were looking at it. I don't know.
no, I'm just like saying some people aren't into that, right? So, but that would be like I guess the most normal thing.
What
Yes,
would be the
obviously-
most normal
Yeah.
thing?
What's a normal thing?
There isn't any.
I don't know, just like turn on the TV or something. I feel like that's the most like because it's kind of like you've just spent however long just only concentrating on like this one person yourself, and then after that whole event, you kind of want to just focus on something outside of you guys, right?
But not
Like,
everybody has a TV in their room.
right?
Say if you were to
Okay,
do
yeah.
it.
Then
No,
just
but
that's-
pop on your phone and just like start watching
That's when
YouTube
you're
together.
doing it. If it's like before you go to bed, then it doesn't matter. You're just gonna go
Yeah.
to sleep after too, and you just do the like cuddles and stuff.
Do you think that's why like most people have sex at night, so like that you can just go to sleep and just avoid any sort of awkward situation?
Now that you think about
Do
it,
you think that's like a
could be the
thing?
reason.
Do you think that's the thing?
Like more at night
No.
kind of thing, rather
Yeah.
than during a day?
I think it's
Yeah.
just because you got work, and if you do it in the morning, you might end up really late to work. And
I don't think that's an excuse that people.
and at night, it's just like...
But it could be a weekend, it could be a weekend, so it's not like you have work the next day, so it's work.
I don't know. Like, I don't bloody think about it that much.
Okay, then that's fair enough. In your own like personal lives, what's like an awkward like sexual experience, like a sexual encounter you've had, or even just like a random hookup encounter? Because like for me, I feel like the burping thing isn't so bad, because I feel like most people at some point in time they would have like probably yacked and then hooked up with someone, and I feel like that's very normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I suppose.
What's like an awkward like encounter that you've had? I feel like if you make out with someone and then you yak straight after, that's a bit awkward, right? Like if you just like
It's not really
make out
awkward.
and
It's
it's
not-
I don't think that's awkward.
you don't think that's awkward? I think
all
ugh.
the time.
What really? I think what the fuck? I think
I
that's
swear
pretty awkward.
you've probably done it before.
Maybe, but I still feel awkward
bet
about
you
it.
$50 you've done it before.
But okay, maybe, but I would still feel very awkward. Like,
But you don't, because you don't even remember.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like because
Yeah,
you're already
exactly.
fucked up.
If
Yeah.
you're at that stage where you want to actually
Or
like,
hook up with
yak,
someone or
yak,
whatever,
or,
you
you
probably
probably
be at the
stage. You're probably at that phase where you have no idea what's going on and you're just
Yeah, you're just cooked.
Yeah.
Okay.
intoxicated. Like I think we've all have been.
Yeah.
So what's your like own awkward encounters?
Can you go with your one first?
I think you'll have more interesting stories to say.
I doubt it, but I did have the crying after sex thing. All right, no, what wasn't me? It was the other person.
I feel like
And-
it was you.
When you said that,
And
it wasn't,
you
it
shouldn't
wasn't
feel
me.
bad about it. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
Wait, say that again. Say that again.
I said you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Okay, well that's the
It
thing.
was you, because there's nothing wrong
no.
with it.
Oh, okay, no, it wasn't me. But what I was gonna say was I didn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So what did you do after?
Yeah.
Like
nothing. I got dressed and went outside.
you just left? You mean?
Yeah, I mean I didn't leave. Like I just left.
Or you just thought you give her some space and privacy.
Yes.
Let her just cry it out. and
Yes,
then let
that's a
you
much
out.
better
Was
explanation.
it like really like?
Was it because it
fully
was
crying,
so bad, or
was
because it was so good?
No, it wasn't. I mean,
Or because
No,
she
no,
lost
that-
her virginity.
Well, okay, I don't know like any of those facts,
Okay.
but I think it was because like it was like the emotional, like she felt like an emotional connection. You know, when it's really different when you have sex with someone that has like when you have an emotional connection with them,
Yeah.
it feels like deeper, right?
Yeah.
And I guess she felt that and she cried, but I didn't feel that, so I was kind of like, fuck, well,
What should I do? Kind of thing.
yeah. So I didn't know what to do, so I walked away from the situation. But that whole thing about giving her space, that's much better. That's a much better way to say it. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to like. I wouldn't want anyone to be in that situation. Actually, like regardless, because I'm pretty sure it was like a happy cry. But even then, like even when there was a happy cry, like I didn't feel happy, like that it was a happy cry.
Because you
know?
realise how much she digs you. It is kind of it puts you in an awkward situation because that person
Because you don't
digs you
feel the
that
same
much
way,
and
kind
you
of
don't
thing.
feel
Yeah,
like that.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you
maybe
know
that's
At
the
some
level.
point, you're gonna have to really let them down.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. Yeah, maybe that's it. It's just the after effects of that. Yeah, sure.
So it's just like, should I be a dick now or should I be a dick later?
I don't think men
In
would
terms
be a
of if you
dick
just
doing
walk.
that though.
I don't know. You might have looked like a dick, like depending on if he just went in his car and left, or like I don't know.
No. I was still in the
That's
vicinity.
a dick if he just like got dressed and left her there and
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
contact her after and didn't like message her, then you'd be like, oh.
This number is disconnected. Goodbye.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
So that's mine. Well, I mean, that's not. It's probably not the most awkward, but I mean, that's actually relevant to the question.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
very
I
relevant.
feel like there's
question.
definitely a more awkward one.
I was trying to think of like if there's been any times where like I've burped after I've made out with someone, but I can't
don't
think of
find
any.
that stuff awkward. Like I feel like that's just natural body stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
not a big
it's-
deal to me at all.
Yeah, and it's not like something you can control. But I think with crying, like for me anyway, with crying, I can control.
Or you can try and hide.
Yeah.
Or hide it in some ways, but with a burp, it just comes out like in that spot, and you're
Yeah.
like, shit.
What can you do? Like it's just a burp. Why make a big deal out of it?
Yeah, like say. If
Yeah,
you're-
but that's because that's your own reaction to it, right?
yeah.
But that doesn't mean that that's someone else's reaction, because you know how like some people can be very weird about things.
Yeah,
so like even though you could be like really chill about it, if someone goes, "That's gross," or like, "What the fuck," you know, like that indirectly, even though you didn't feel bad about it before, that can indirectly make you feel
I
bad.
guess I understand what you're saying because when you burp, like you can. No, but
Do it, shut up.
because when you burp, you can just kind of laugh it off.
having
And
beer.
whereas if you cry, people like the other person will have different they'll say, oh what have I done, blah blah blah. Or,
Yeah.
Like have
That's exactly
yeah. The mind just
it runs
racing.
into like
Yeah.
a whole different dimension.
Yeah.
As in them
Well-
overthinking it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but then
Whereas
it's
if
your role as the bed partner to make them feel comfortable and not feel bad about it. Like, that's my thing. If they felt, or they were like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, I'd be like, what the frick? Don't be embarrassed about that. Like, it's just a freaking burp. What's the big deal?
Yeah, that's why in some way you should
And-
approach them.
Yeah.
And pat
like,
them on the
you
back.
know, yeah. And say,
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, yeah. We'll pat them on the back next time. When it happens. I'll have Kleenex
And
ready,
give them
right?
more beer to, like, de-stress them.
Yeah, see, she knows where it's at.
Just drink more.
Would you ever if that ever happened to you, would you try and make them feel better by them burping back at them? Do you think would you do that?
I would do it as
To-
as a joke.
Yeah, to make that
just to make it less awkward. Sometimes, like
Yeah, I feel like that'd be
I
effective.
can't naturally.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually can't.
I
burp.
can't.
You forgot this
You
when
can't
you
burp.
made this
I can't
song.
naturally
Oh.
burp, so I have to
Yeah.
be like actually drinking like some fizzy drink or like say beer or something. Then I feel like I can burp. But if I'm not drinking anything, or
I can't even
can't
burp. Like, in general, I can't burp. And if I burp, it means a yak's going to come
Oh,
out.
jeez.
Oh, wow.
So I'm happy to fart with them. Like, I'm totally chill with farting. Like, I'll fart with
Yeah,
them.
but what about
That's no problem to
what
me.
about fighting during sex?
Sex.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm pretty sure I've done that before.
Fuck.
I've got, like, it happens.
Wait,
Yeah, I reckon it happens.
What's more embarrassing? Okay, so for a guy, the only air that can travel out is through your ass, right?
Yeah.
But for a girl, you can queef as well, right? You
Yeah.
can fart through your vagina. So
Yeah.
what's more awkward? Is it to fart from the back or the front?
I don't think either are awkward.
like the other person doesn't have to know if it's a silent fart.
I don't
That
know.
is true.
I
But what if
just-
it's very audible?
Yeah. I don't think it's awkward. I just think it's funny. Like, just laugh
You
about
just
it.
laugh
and just
it.
laugh it off. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, has that happened? In your own lives?
Are you just trying to ask
No.
me a queen?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Because here's the thing, right? So I feel like the concept of farting or queefing is a bit different. The fact that you can't logistically, I think, continue because it's like the situation is too funny for it to be
Oh, yeah.
right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get
Right?
what you
Because
mean.
you're in this moment where you're sort of, I guess in heat and your senses are going in one direction and then all of a sudden it's right? And it's just it just breaks. And then now your whole concentration, everything's
okay.
just broken.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not so much maybe it's not so much an awkward thing, but it's just it's a sex ruining experience because it's kind of now we just have to laugh about it and I no longer have an erection.
Yeah, but that's okay. Just give it 5 minutes and we'll come back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, so
There's
I guess
always going to be a way around it.
yeah. It's weird that the concept of queefing or farting during sex is sort of less of a social embarrassment rather than burping. And I'll tell you why. Because I feel when you're already in a situation where you're having sex with that person, then you're already comfortable enough to some sort of degree that if you fart or something, it's kind of ha ha ha. But when you hook up with someone, maybe you don't know them that well, it's still that very initial beginning, so you're more likely to feel embarrassed about something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because especially if it's a stranger. And one thing I feel is it could be a good test, right? It's a good test. You could almost use it as a test of a person. So you make out with them and then you burp just to see what their reaction is to see how they deal with things. Because if they're a dickhead about it, then hey, you just saved yourself however many years of your life possibly dating this asshole. Right? But if they have a really cool personality about it, you go, fuck, well maybe we could get along really well.
That's what you guys turn on.
What were you trying to do? Were you
No,
trying to burp?
I was trying to
Not to burp.
not to burp, but I know I was gonna burp, but I was releasing it ever so slowly, so it was like really subtle.
It sounded like your burp was struggling
I know.
to get out.
Shit, she's so ashamed of herself.
I know, this is what beer does to me.
Yeah, so that was. So wait, I feel like that was only me sharing like my story, right?
Yeah.
About awkward.
Okay,
Hook
but
up
I
or-
will,
hook
I
up
will,
or sexual
I will still
encounters.
piggyback off what you just said and say, yeah, I agree with you. Because it's like, when it comes to sex, well, you've already gone to the point where you've taken off your clothes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, clearly there's been a longer point of time where you guys have got comfortable with each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But still, I don't think I'd care.
That's fair enough. So then, like, what do you deem to be like an awkward encounter then, Viv? Because like I feel like your definition of what is like an awkward situation during like a sexual experience or hookup experience is sort of like different to what the norm
I'm
would be.
very desensitized human being.
So then, what would be awkward for you then? Or that has possibly happened, or that's something that you fear would happen.
I'm actually trying to think of, but I feel like I'm that desensitized that like nothing I feel is that awkward anymore. So I'm just trying to think back. But I'm gonna wait for like Stumpy and Tucker to come up with something.
No, I've got a shake of my head. What do you mean? Like, what's that? What's
No,
that?
I can't think of anything on the spot.
Okay, so all your like experiences like with hooking up with people have been like very positive.
I suppose.
What? I find that so hard to believe.
Not
actually.
any strange ones. There's got to be a couple out there.
I feel like there's no way that like of all the people that you meet and all the people that you have like a physical moment with, that it can always be a positive experience. I would say that it's almost like a guarantee that anyone that you meet and first hook up with is going to be like an awkward experience.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, I would say that because I reckon. Well, I actually I don't know if I've actually like cried after, like, but I'm pretty sure like when I went home I did. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Oh, so you waited till afterwards.
yeah.
But did you always like? Was it something that you felt like you had to hold in to then cry after, or was it like a spontaneous one of those things that all of a sudden, like you just suddenly broke down and cried?
I just broke down and cried.
Oh,
I don't know. Like when I must have like thought about that person kind of thing. Yeah.
and was it like a happy cry or a sad cry?
It. I don't even know. Like it just came out of the blue, pretty much.
Endorphins.
But that's the thing. With the endorphins, like, do you feel good afterwards? Because after you cry, like, don't you feel good afterwards? Or did you actually feel shit afterwards?
Anymore.
I would love to. I would want to experience that just once.
Have you
Actually,
never cried though
Yeah.
after doing it? Because I feel
Nah,
like it's actually
never.
not that an uncommon a thing. Like I think it happens.
That's, personally, I haven't like cried that much. I think I'm okay at controlling my emotions, and if I think that I want to cry, and I'll just take my mind off it and do something else.
oh, so you force yourself to not cry?
I don't know. I don't see the need to cry.
Yeah, she's just like, down to
She's
the
tough.
business.
You know,
and
she's
then
tough.
No, because
Off to work.
I know,
It's
but I don't
it's
see the need
therapeutic.
to cry because I don't know. Like, if after I cry, like, does it mean to make you feel better?
yeah, of course, because like it's a release of endorphins when you cry.
Okay.
So there's like that's why.
Yeah,
like,
it can be a positive thing when you cry. It's not necessarily always going to be associated with something negative.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, we
because when you
get
see something
teary.
happen,
You get
start-
teary and things like that. But that's normal. But I haven't really literally
like sob, like the
cried,
hard, like
sobbed,
the hard
cried.
sobbing from the
Yeah.
chest.
You know
sort of
what?
thing,
It's
yeah,
like when mums give birth and when they see their baby, like a
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
them cry
yeah.
uncontrollably. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe
that's-
partially from the pain,
that's-
but
yeah.
also it's just like pure kind of.
Yeah.
happy, kind of
Happiness.
happy
Yeah,
cry.
it's a happy cry.
And that's what I mean. Like, if a guy was experiencing that, I'd be like, okay, well,
I'd like to experience that actually.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not a bad.
It's not a
thing.
bad thing.
I think like if it was like to that point, like crying at that point, then you probably not care anymore.
Yeah.
Don't worry about holding it in. Just let it out.
Yeah, like if you enjoyed yourself that
embarrassing.
much, like, whatevs.
Yeah, and I think you just lie there and just enjoy the moment of just crying.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah, I haven't cried in so long.
Or
actually.
you can
Or when
just
both
join
cry
and
together.
cry together.
Together, oh,
just to
dude.
make
Oh,
them feel
damn.
better.
Yeah.
That would actually be such a,
I mean,
a momentous moment.
I think everybody can sort of force cry.
I can't.
Like,
I can't.
Wait,
I've tried to before.
What?
Like,
But-
no, like you just have to think of something really, really sad. Like
No,
your
I can't.
dog got run over by a
No, I can't.
Are you
car or
serious?
something. Then I'll start crying.
No, but that's different though. It's not that's like a physical pain cry. It's not the same. I've tried
No, you
before.
need to be emotionally like. What are you emotionally like
But I reckon
attached
when-
to? Like, say, do you love your dogs?
Yeah.
And if they were to like, you know,
Yeah, but they're not dead. Like, and
no,
I can't
but
just
you just have to
imagine.
imagine it. What?
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sure you can imagine.
Yeah, I've
You're very
imagined.
imaginative
Yeah, I've imagined it
guy.
before. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
can't-
didn't
I don't
cry.
think
No.
you'd cry though. I
Because it's
actually
not-
don't
it's not-
think Meng would cry.
Yeah. There's been times though, right? Like, so sometimes like I'll watch something, and then like I go, oh shit, and I feel really emotional. And I feel like, ooh, I could cry right now. And then I like try, and then
You
I
got
go,
too excited
but-
about it.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. I built it up too much. I was like,
You're
fuck,
thinking
here it
about
is.
it too much.
And yeah, it never comes out. It never comes
wow.
out.
Sometimes like I can't control it. Like it's just you just start
When you're watching a
teary.
sad movie, yeah, I have
No.
been a bit teary when you watch a sad movie.
Or or think something like happy, or even like I will start like teary, or just
No,
can't control it.
really, yo, you
No,
can't. You can't.
no.
Oh, that's hell good. That's good because
Why?
that kind of means like you're like emotionally stable
In
enough that you
tune
can.
with your
Yeah, that if you feel sad, that you can cry. If you feel happy, you can
Yeah.
laugh, and that means that's like emotional.
Because you know when you're like so hell like happy or hell laugh, and you just started crying.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get
Oh
that.
yeah, I've
I
done that
do
before.
that.
Yeah.
I get teary when I see like ice cream. Like,
What the fuck?
okay, no, like seriously though, like I have this thing,
Well, you get teary when you see
and
ice
Mel
cream.
knows about this, which is if I see something like I really like, or if I get really excited about something I've seen, like I feel like what happens is my pupils dilate so hard and so fast.
Like people's died.
No, like seriously, they do. I'm not even kidding. It's like an eye erection. And then like tears will actually come out of my eyes because like I got that excited over what I just saw.
Oh,
And it happens. Like
Right.
and then like people don't notice, but then I
So that's
actually have to like
that's from
laugh.
ice cream, you mean?
Yeah, but that's just like that's actually a physiological response because my pupils dilate way too fast.
jeez.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
it
weird.
happens.
That is cool though.
weird.
That is cool.
Yeah, but it happens.
I wish I could be like so excited about something that it made me want to cry.
Yeah. Like if I see people with beards, like really big beards, and I'm like, oh my god! I get like too excited, and then like I'll just have a tear come down.
What, do you just want to like go and touch it?
Yeah,
or-
I just want
Yeah,
to touch
so
the
excited.
beard. I feel like it takes a lot of effort to get that beard there, and a lot of confidence to get it out there because like a lot of people like trash like dirty beards, but I think it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Do you mean like full on beard or
Yeah, like
just
bikey
or
beard.
bikey?
Like
Wow.
I don't know, like
That's
Gandalf.
disgusting.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I get that it's disgusting, but at the same time, I find it really interesting.
What? I don't think it's disgusting.
I think it's
I
pretty
think
gross.
it's a bit like gross underneath, bit unhygienic.
You know, they shampoo their beard.
Are you sure guys shampoo their beard? Like,
Yeah.
to literally
Do you
clean
have-
it?
do you
I
know-
think they would.
Yeah, okay, you're asking
you
probably
would
like
not
the-
know
the-
because,
the-
yeah.
Okay, like I'll put it this way. I reckon Meng would, for example, shampoo his pubes. So I wouldn't put
Oh,
it
yeah, I
past
do.
him to shampoo his beard either.
How do you know that?
He told me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that is true. I do. Yeah, that is true. So yeah, but I mean, if I had a beard, yeah, I would shampoo my
it.
beard. But I don't know if that's a thing that people do.
Yeah, but like some guys are like healthy. How the hell do you even like do it properly? Like
I don't know. Just be
shampoo it
like
properly?
washing your hair, right? Just like get in there and just
Yeah.
scrub that shit. It's just hair for your face.
It looks so like some looks so knotted. Some people's beard.
Yeah, but that's why you want to touch it because you want to know.
No.
No,
They're just like, ew, no.
No.
people.
Yeah, fuck, we went on the... Yeah, see, that's what I mean. We went on a tangent there.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you want to know awkward.
So
You
do you guys like in your own personal and your do you prefer like having a light on or having a light off?
Oh,
I'm off.
I don't mind, actually. I could go either way.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care.
Light's not an issue, I think.
Yeah. It's more like I don't like broad daylight with the curtains fully open.
So then you'll
That
go
is
and
more
turn.
just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You were still gonna
Someone's probably going to walk past and not enjoy themselves.
Pass me a beer.
The temperature... I think the temperature thing is more of an issue than the light thing.
Yeah.
like cold and
Yeah, like, I don't like it when it's like super hot, and then you just feel like you're two like hot, sticky people.
Ooh,
I don't
yeah,
like that.
together.
And then because after a while, especially because it's hot and stuff, you feel kind of itchy because of like the
Like
sweat and stuff.
It's like some sort of
I don't-
rash that you're getting.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like
heat
that.
rash.
I don't like that. Or if it's too cold, I get cramps.
You do it under the doona.
Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't like having like,
Something on top of you.
yeah, I feel like it restricts things. So I want free movement.
Okay.
But when it's too cold, yeah.
Yep.
No,
So that means you have to have an aircon in your room then. So if it's too cold, you can turn on the heater.
yeah, and
If
I
it's
don't
too-
have an aircon in my room, so I just don't have sex during summer.
Wow.
Oh no, or with a fan, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't like But
So
the
maybe you
lighting
should
is
invest in an aircon then.
maybe. Hey.
I think we've learned a lot today.
Like a reverse cycle. So it suits you both climates.
Oh, so what was yours, Nado? Because you brought up the light thing. I'm gonna guess it's lights off. Was it?
I said light off. But
said
then
light
Nata brought it up.
Yeah, what's your answer?
Well, I actually don't mind. Like
Neither?
it just depends. Like, as like my personal. I mean, if I had to choose one,
Yeah.
I would say like light on.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Oh, because
I don't
you
know.
want to see things, or
She wants to see if the pet walks in.
is it because like you're a visual person and you want to see everything, or
You don't need to see it. You can feel it.
no? Because some people,
No, guys,
I reckon
like,
I want to
Some-
see,
you-
see it.
you know, some people
I
like
reckon.
a lot of people react to things differently. Like some people,
yeah.
like they need the visualizations or they need like the sounds or they rely on
Yeah,
just the touch.
I'll
Like
say
people
I wanna
are
see.
different.
I
Yeah,
wanna see.
But no, but when
Because
your lights
when
are
you-
off, your senses are better.
yeah, but like some people enjoy
You
seeing.
can't.
You know,
Yeah, you can't see anything. It's too dark.
Okay.
it's kind of like when you learn things. Some people learn by watching. Some people learn by like
Touch.
listening. Some people learn by writing, which is the touching bit. You know, like do you? And I feel like if you're someone that likes the light on, it's usually people that are like very confident with their own body image, because I feel like if you one of those people are like, yeah, we have to have the light on, and you're like a very visual person, you have to be someone that can appreciate the look of their own body, or have to be very comfortable in their own skin, right? Because I feel like people that go, oh yeah, it has to be in the dark, it's because
They can't really see.
it's to hide their own body shame.
I don't know.
I get what you
I
mean
get
by
what
the
you
dark
mean by
thing.
that.
Sometimes it's just the touch is good.
Yeah,
When you
I
got-
find
I think
the
it
touch is
depends.
better. Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever, like, it's not always going to
Like personally, like if it was like like pitch black and it's nighttime and the light is on, it's
Well,
just
she's,
way
like,
too
seeing
bright.
the
No,
scene.
it's just way like too bright to do anything.
It's
So
too
you just-
bright
It's
to do
too
anything.
bright.
So you just flick the switch and just turn it off.
Yeah, but what if they're super attractive? Don't you want to see them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Don't
you
you
would
wanna
know
save the
that they're
moment?
already attractive already. Like,
What if you're that drunk? You know, or like
Maybe the person's really attractive, but when they're having sex, they make a really ugly face. Because I totally would get that.
okay.
If they make an ugly face.
I like to see.
so that's why you should turn off the
okay.
light.
I feel like I like to see the faces though. I feel like the
Yeah.
faces make the
Okay.
I wish I could see my own face. Like, apparently, I make weird faces. Because
Actually, not surprised.
yeah,
But I feel like you just need a... Don't you just put a mirror?
what a mirror like
What?
here just so you
Yeah,
can see
you
your
can
face now.
just put a mirror in front of you, and then you can see.
Yeah, but no, but it's different, right? Because when you have a mirror and you know there's a
you're
mirror,
gonna act the
you
same way.
react because you can see yourself. Then you start making like cool
Yeah, that's
faces.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
you want the
zoom out
natural.
the faces while
Yeah.
you're doing it,
Yeah, exactly.
and then some fake crying.
So if you know that you actually have really like bad facial expression when you have sex, then wouldn't you rather have the lights off?
No, because like I don't have the shame. Like sometimes I feel bad because like if I'm on top, right, and then I can
You're
see my
flat.
you can see your belly. I'm like, fuck. I'm like
That's why you should go to the gym.
yeah,
It
but I
fixes
mean like
everything.
it just depends. It's like a shame versus effort thing, isn't it? Because like when I see it, I sort of like feel bad, I guess, but then I'm like fuck, I don't really feel that much shame about it. So
I mean, you're embarrassed,
whatever.
kind of
Just rock
thing.
it.
No, I don't think he's embarrassed.
I don't think it's
No.
embarrassment. It's just
I think
like,
he's never embarrassed about anything in his life.
that's not true.
Really?
He's trying to think.
You don't look like...
I've been embarrassed about things.
Okay.
But anyway, but not about this. So the light thing doesn't bother me. But I feel like a lot of people that have to go with the whole lights on, lights off thing is because it's like a body thing.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
But some people just don't like seeing their body during sex because it's very revealing, isn't it?
But you could just close your eyes.
Yeah, but it's weird.
What's
to
the
have
point of that?
Yeah, right.
I
It's-
don't know, but maybe you just got to try everything once.
And I feel like it's rude as well if you're the one that closes your eyes because the other person might have the eyes open. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, why are they looking at me?
I don't know, it's pretty fun. I would just, maybe you should just do the whole, like, triple whammy, like,
What's the triple? What's the triple whammy?
tail eyes closed, and also
try and
cry,
error.
and also burp. Or you can also, like, queef as well, and then just, like, see how they react at the end of it.
I feel like, like the first time you sleep with someone, you should do all the things to get it all out of the way.
Yeah.
You should like do all the awkward things, fart, queef, burp, do all that kind of shit.
Feel more comfortable. Yeah,
Make all the
yeah.
weird faces, get all that way. Make all the weird noises, and then just get out of the way. Because then at least you know, okay, from here, it can never be like as awkward or whatever.
Not just that, it just sounds like too much thinking otherwise. Like, while you're doing it. Like, if you're just going to be, like, making sure you're controlling the fart.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
There's too much
Right.
to think
That
about.
it is.
All right. Have you done that before?
No, I'll just fart.
Oh, you just
if I need
fart.
to
Okay, right.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah,
care.
Yeah.
Like, they can deal with it.
Dude, it's actually, let me tell you something, like, this is a very good point, and this is why I say everyone should, like, do it at the very beginning of, like,
Relationship.
a relationship, because it's very bad to hold it in, because you can get, like, stomach cramps and stuff,
Yeah.
because, like, this one time, I needed to fart, right, but I knew that if I farted, then, because I was getting a blowjob, okay, so, and I knew that if I farted, it'd be over, so I held it in, right, because I was like, this has to stay inside, because otherwise, fun time's over.
I don't know. It'd be pretty damn funny, though, if you had farted.
I held it in so long that, like, I started getting stomach cramps. And I couldn't even, like, come anyway because, like, my stomach was hurting so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your mind was somewhere else at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
because
probably
your
why.
mind is
So,
split
yeah.
between, like, trying to enjoy the moment, but also don't let this fight out. It's like, your butt's clenching, you're like, fuck. And then, eventually, I just had a stomach cramp. And it lasted a while as well, so...
The girl
Would
would
you
you
just
just
say
like,
that
man,
you-
why is this taking so long?
Yeah.
It's literally just because you're holding a fire.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen then?
So what?
As in you didn't come?
Fart.
No, I didn't come, and I didn't fart as well. So that was bad. Nothing came out. Yeah.
Oh, so you should have let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have.
That ruined the experience for you.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping up and going back to the original, because I feel like we went on like this circular journey.
That was a really big tangent.
Yeah, it was.
I think the ice cream thing was probably the most random, actually. I cry when I see ice cream.
It's not just ice cream. It was just like an example.
You know what though? Like before we wrap up, I just want to say, like, I think if I achieve my dream, then I will cry. Which is like, I've always wanted to put a Corona bottle up someone's ass while having sex with them.
I feel
Right?
like you've mentioned this before.
And if I feel like if I did it in that moment, I feel like maybe I could cry. Maybe.
Like a proud cry.
Yeah, like
I
a
feel
proud-
like,
yeah,
no,
like
I
something
think
I
you
wanted for so
deserve
long that it's like,
to be able to cry in that moment. That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's your long life goal.
It is.
Yeah.
He's
It
like,
is.
I've
Shove a
had
Corona
this for a
bottle.
long
Yeah, some
time.
people have
someone
that
else.
proud cry as well. Like,
Yeah.
when they win something or whatever.
Yeah, and I haven't won many things in my life, so maybe that's why I need to cry.
Maybe the reason Stompy cries so much is because she wins so much.
Yeah, maybe. Hey.
Like,
always
win on
Just-
what?
She's always winning.
Just always winning. I agree, actually.
I'm very unlucky, so
You can't be as unlucky as I am.
This is true. It really is.
Trust.
He's going to try have a Corona bottle and then just end up with something totally different.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask is in both situations, which is like A, for yourself, and B, for the other person. So A, would you rather cry after sex or burp after hooking up with someone? For yourself, and then for the other person. because I want to see if it's like going to be the same answer, right?
Okay.
Burp.
For yourself,
Yeah, burp.
yeah, and burp for the other person as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
burp.
okay, because you were the one at the beginning that was like you didn't care if they cry.
No, I didn't. So that's why.
Oh, okay, sure, okay, all right.
She
Naoto?
burped on the mic, so I think that experience.
No, like
That was
literally-
actually-
no. Even when I was out last night, right? I was talking to somebody, and obviously I've had a few to drink, and I like literally burp while I was talking to them. I was so embarrassed.
But that's actually kind of rude, though. Like that's not an awkward
But it
situation.
was,
That's a
I
rude
couldn't
situation.
control it. It just,
Yeah.
happened.
It just came out?
It just came out. Like, oh.
But what was their reaction like?
I don't think she said anything. So. She was being polite, so we just kept talking. I had this weird look on my face. I was like, oh shit.
Oh man, I feel like
I mean, it's not like a manly burp. It's just like a little squeak kind of burp. So it was, I guess, a cute burp.
Cute burp.
See, I got so excited, I'm getting teary.
Okay, yeah, Naoto. So for yourself, cry or burp.
I'd rather cry.
Okay, and
Like-
yeah,
Because I reckon I'm quite emotional. So it's just, I wouldn't.
and if you were to cry in front of someone, right, like after you have sex, would you want them to comfort you, or would you want them to leave you alone?
Oh, that's a good question.
I reckon I'd rather like them comforting me.
Okay, yeah. And then for the other person, would you want them for this whoever you're with?
I don't think I wouldn't mind though. Like they cry.
Okay,
Yeah. What can you do, right?
I feel like Nada's like the most emotionally mature person on this whole table. Like,
Oh no shit.
Well, yeah.
You can't just control it, and it's just you just have to let it out.
yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
And you
crying.
wouldn't judge them for crying or
No.
anything. Okay, no,
No,
that's
I feel
good.
like
That's
you're
good.
a really mean person.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say I would. I never said I
Actually,
would.
would be like if you just walked out and like left them, and that's mean.
You really
No,
should
I
let
tried
that
to
girl
give them
hard.
I
space.
know.
No, I tried to give them space. Remember,
Did you
was
leave
my.
the
Yeah.
room saying I'm
Yeah,
going
but-
to give you space, or did you just pull
Yeah,
on
you
your
just
clothes and
left
walk out?
walk out.
Yeah, but everybody finds comfort differently. Either
Right.
space
Like you wouldn't know
or
if
like
you might
somebody
want someone
there.
to
So
comfort her.
it just depends. But that's why, in some ways, you should actually approach. And it's like, oh, do you need some space, or do you want me to talk
is-
to you? And
that
then,
is correct.
And then
Yeah.
once you find that out, like you can either.
If only I had
Yeah.
this podcast before then, and then I could have done that.
What about you, Viv?
Okay. Is it a hookup, or is it like I'm going out with them?
It doesn't make a difference.
Yes,
yeah, it does. It does.
It actually does. Make
It
a
does.
difference.
Yeah.
Oh, like, give me both then.
Okay, so if it's just a hookup, I prefer they burp.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm going out with them, I prefer they cry.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and if it's me, actually, same way.
What about you, Ming?
I think if it's for myself, I'd rather burp after every time I hook up with someone, because I feel like that's like something I can play off. I don't think that I'd feel comfortable crying every time I had sex. Like,
But
I think that would
might
ruin
just
the
mean
experience
that
for
you've
me.
managed to achieve your Corona bottle dream.
Oh, true. Unless, yes, that's the
Yeah.
only exception, is if it was like a Corona bottle achievement cry, then for sure that every time. But if it's in a relationship, actually, no, it's the same. I know like the whole concept of like if someone's crying and then you comfort them, that can be like a very strong bonding experience.
Yeah.
But like, if it was...
Are you regretting that, decision you made?
No, but it's the fact that like, I know it's a strong bonding experience,
Yeah.
but if it happens every time, you can only... There's like a statute of limitations to bonding at that level. Like when someone cries and you comfort them, that's a very strong bonding experience. But then when it happens again, the impact that has on your relationship
gonna say
is
But realistically, I
diminished.
don't think that's
Yeah.
going to happen though. Like, is there
Yeah.
anybody that you know of?
That will
that'll
cry every time.
or will burp every time?
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay, well, what about when you get married and it's like that moment where it's like kiss the bride and then they burp?
Yeah.
Weird? Is that kind of weird?
I don't think that-
Before it was just
Yeah.
you two. Only you know
At
about
least-
it, she knows about it,
Yeah.
and maybe you might tell a couple of friends, but this is like in front of like fucking everyone.
All your friends and
And
family.
she's just done this massive burp.
Oh shit! Or if it was someone else, I didn't care. That's funny. If it was for me, that's fucking embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone would be like, oh, that's gross.
But there has
like,
to
this is
be
your
like
wedding.
either a medical condition or like psychological
Yeah.
condition about it, and then maybe you try
If
to
you warn
fix
us all-
it.
Yeah, but people don't care. Like, if that happens in like a marriage setting, like not marriage, but like in a very public setting, and you saw like two couples kissing, and then one of them burped, you don't give a fuck if it's like a medical condition or whatever. You're not thinking that. You're just thinking, dude, that's so rude or that's so gross, right? Like that's the immediate judgment call that you make if you're watching that, right?
Yeah, it was completely a complete
Right.
stranger.
Yeah.
But even somebody that you know that has got
Which,
like a
but that
medical
just means
condition.
like if you pick burping,
like they're just too gassy or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they're-
yeah, but that means if you pick gassy, then you'd have to limit your make-out interactions to like where there's not a lot of people.
Or you could just be cool with it. But yeah, like that's what I mean. Like
Because you
you
can't.
have to
hide it
really think
more.
about
You
staying
have
with
to
that
hide it.
person.
Yeah. Whereas, like with the crying, like that's always going to be
Yeah.
between you and another person.
Yeah.
I feel like the crying is
Yeah.
like the lot safer choice here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently you can turn off the lights too, so it's fine.
Yeah, that is true. But I just feel like what my biggest fear with choosing the crying thing is that like even if it was me or the other person that cries, I feel like I'm scared that I would not want to have sex anymore with that person because then like oh fuck afterwards you have to deal with like someone crying whether it's me or them. That's like a very kind of like
But I guess it depends on
Experience.
how you are, like how you like, handle or
Yeah.
who you are.
yeah that is
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm probably not as emotionally like mature as
Yeah, and
Nato.
So
The skill, yeah.
So I'll probably
I
just,
think
Yeah, right.
us three combined is like it's not even like equal to Nata's
Yeah.
maturity.
yeah, it's crazy that you guys like came from the same woman. Yeah.
As you can tell, we're not that close, you know. We're not different.
All right, cool. So that wraps things up. Thank you to everyone today. Next week we'll have a new question with a new panel. As always, you can follow us on Facebook on Would You Rather, on Twitter at Would You Rather, as well as on Instagram Would You Rather Official. All episodes will be up and available on the website wouldyourrather.com and iTunes or wherever else you get your podcast from. So until then, catch you later.